It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And 7 p.m. here in New York City. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog Scipio, joined as I am each and every week, having helped me by Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
Doing good. How are you?
I am fabulous. Amelia, we have a big one tonight.
Yes.
We got a big one. Folks, I reeled in a monster fish tonight. Amazing, amazing guy. He's one of my heroes because he's got cojones the size of grapefruits. We're going to talk to an amazing actor, a man right after my own heart, one of God's guys. Kevin Sorbo, actor, producer, writer, director, Kevin Sorbo. How are you, young man?
Pretty good. Staying busy, which I like to stay busy.
I want to tell you something. For those people who are not keeping up with your career as I do, and I keep up pretty close with you, just so you know, you're working more now than you ever have. It's remarkable.
Yeah, I've got 4 movies in post-production. I got 2 movies coming out in theaters. Other than the other 4 coming out in theaters this August, I've got 3 documentaries coming out sometime between October and December. I've got a new book that's just came out, some brave books, people, and I've got 3 other movies booked to shoot this year. So I'll be in San Antonio on one, I'll be in Portugal on another one, I'll be in LA on the other one. I'm trying to talk him into shooting here in Florida. I escaped LA 5.5 years ago. I'm in the free state of Florida. So
Well, you're neighbors with my co-host Amelia. She's in Wesley Chapel.
Yes.
At the moment.
When we first moved out here, we rented a house for a year in Wesley Chapel. My wife's sister lives on Davis Island in Tampa.
Oh, I love it.
I said, I want to try the East Coast. So we found an amazing property here, and I'm glad I moved here because since I moved here, I've been to Mar-a-Lago probably about 20 times. I've got to MC a couple of events there for President Trump, and I've got to golf with him as well. So it's
that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Kevin, one of the things that brought you here tonight was this little ditty. It says, Kevin Sorbo, Hollywood booted me out for being a Christian. The people who listen and watch this show, and by the way, there are almost 12 million solid subscribers worldwide to this program. We're very grateful for that. I'm honored that people invest their time and trust in us. We give people who listen and watch one thing. In spades, we give them the truth.
Yeah.
And that's all we do here. We give them the truth. If they can handle that's great. And
that's like kryptonite to the left. You know that.
Oh, brother. Oh, please. How many times, Amelia, have they attempted to pull us off?
Oh, well, lots and lots of times, but we don't let them when we're not going to.
You and I are cut from the same kind of cloth, Kevin. I'm of the Italian persuasion, and I take very little. I take a great deal of pride in saying that I have an excessive amount of aggression to get rid of. In a very good way, but I take umbrage at people who think that they can just systematically and randomly remove you for speaking words of truth.
Truth, absolutely.
This is what, and by the way, and I have to say this, Glenn Martin, God bless you, Glenn. Thank you for the hookup with Kevin Sorbo. Our friend, movie director, film director, Glenn Martin, a great guy, really great guy. Been on the show a few times. This is what really pushed this conversation forward to have you on the show. There are a ridiculously growing number of actors like yourself that are being pushed to the sidelines unceremoniously because of their faith.
Yeah.
That's problematic because if it can happen at your level and you're a pretty high profile guy, then people like Amelia and I aren't safe.
Right.
So the lesson to be learned is they don't care who you are. You are expendable in the eyes of certain individuals. But thank God we have people like Donald Trump fighting for us.
Yes.
And we are Trumpers all the way. Talk to me, please, Kevin, about catharsis for becoming Christian? Was the faith always in you?
Yeah, and I grew up in Minnesota. I'm second generation Norwegian boy. I'm not Italian, even though Joe Pesci says I am because my name ends in a vowel. But I've always been a Christian. I've always been a conservative. The first time I could vote, I voted for Ronald Reagan, and much to the dismay of my parents, who were Walter Mondale, Hubert Humphrey, Minnesota Democrats. And actually, those guys would be pretty much centrist today compared to what Democrats are now. And I always tell my liberal friends, listen to JFK's inauguration speech in 1960 and find one Democrat who talks that way today. I mean, JFK would be a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
He would be. So I got booted out not only for being a Christian, but also being a conservative. And I thought it was kind of funny because my agent of many years knows where I stand. But they said, and I told them, I said, you guys are the ones screaming for tolerance. You're the ones screaming for freedom of speech. But we all know with them, it's all a one-way street. And the hypocrisy is so blatant and obvious, it's almost laughable. They're literally like a bunch of little 12 and 13-year-old girls in junior high school. They're just little catty, just so insecure with themselves and so just filled with gossip and BS. And I just kind of laughed at them. And I said, look, they told me that the atmosphere within Hollywood is changing. The studios want to work with me, which is so absolutely ridiculous. Hollywood was with the Warner Brothers were very, very conservative guys. They were Jewish and conservative. But, Hollywood just decided that, we want to get rid of people that are good people. We want people that don't have any morals or values. And,
well, brother, there's plenty of them.
Oh, I know. So I formed Sorbo Studios. My wife and I, we have sorbostudios.com. Please sign up. We'll keep you up to date.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm staying busy. I'm not slowing down at all, and I'm going to keep on doing the movies I do. I do movies Hollywood used to do, movies that have love, laughter, redemption, faith, hope. I mean, I think the world's looking for hope more than anything else right now. So that's my battle, is to do movies that make people think a little bit, make people go, I can relate to that person. Hollywood just wants to do these visual effects movies all the time.
One of the hypocrisy is something we deal with a lot on this show.
Sure.
Oh, and brother, it is rampant, ridiculously rampant. The hypocrisy of Hollywood, particularly. I want to bring up something that happened recently. I literally fell over laughing when I read this. This is from Tom Hanks, a guy whose faith sways with the wind, depending on who he's talking to. Tom Hanks, and I have no respect for Mr. Hanks. He said, let's have faith in our own sensibilities here. Instead of having somebody decide what we may or may not be offended by, he said, let me decide what I am offended by and not offended by. I would be against reading any book from any era that says abridged due to modern sensibilities. Well, Mr. Hanks, my suggestion, sir, is pick up a Bible. You might do some good.
Yeah.
Here's the problem I have. Guys like Neil McDonough, an amazing guy, great actor, a guy I'm sure you know, says he relied on his faith after being blacklisted in Hollywood. You can get through anything, he believes, by faith. And guys like yourself, Neil McDonough, Jim Caviezel, Kirk Cameron, Candace Cameron Bure, Rob Schneider, Dean Cain, Chuck Norris, and Christopher Polaha are all guys that are blacklisted, officially blacklisted. They can't get work in the studio system.
Well, I'm looking for the poster. I did a movie that I directed last year with Neil McDonough in it, and it's called Left Behind: Rise of the Antichrist, based on the Left Behind best-selling books by Jerry Jenkins and Tim LaHaye. Yep. And Neil was great. I've known Neil for a long, long time, and we got another movie we're trying to put together right now. But he just got a series. He's doing just fine still, though. He's got a series with Stallone. His new series. I think it's second season right now. So Neil stays busy all the time. He certainly is blacklisted from certain things, but he's such a great guy and such a great actor. He's going to keep running working, but. That's why I said, look, the Hollywood booted me out. They're not going to call me in for any more big movies or TV shows. More fine. Right. I've shot since I got the blacklist. I'm close to 90 movies, and I probably shot about 60 since Hollywood gave me the boot. And I'm fine with that.
I know. It's remarkable. That says all you need to know. That says all you need to know about the studio system. You're working, and as I said at the top of the show, you're working more now than you ever have under the studio system, and God bless you for it. I have one film, and I'm trying to get it. It's killing me that I can't, Kevin. I saw a film you did. Great story. Guy takes a church hostage. You play a detective. I can't find that film. I don't know the name of it. I happened to watch it in the middle of the night. It was on.
I think it's called Forgiven.
Forgiven. Son of a gun. Thank you. Yep. That's it. Amelia, please write that down.
Absolutely. I'll write that down for you.
Forgiven.
Check out my latest one in theaters last year was called Miracle in East Texas. It's a true story set in 1930 about the largest oil find in the history of the world. I directed that one as well. Written by Dan Gordon, Oscar-nominated writer. He wrote The Hurricane, Denzel Washington, White Earp, Kevin Costner is a great writer. And it's people get an autographed copy if they want to go to sorbostudios.com. But it's a wonderful movie. It's got laughter and hope and redemption, and just John Ratzenberger stars in it with me. The late Lou Gossett Jr. is in it with me. Tyler Main, my wife's in it. She did an amazing job, and it's I'm going to keep busy. I like doing stories that are true stories. This is a true story about the largest oil find in the history of the world, right in 1930, right in the heart of the Depression. Yeah, and it's a wonderful family movie, rated PG. Check it out.
Let's talk about Kevin Sorbo, the person. I want to get to know you as a person. We already know you're a great actor, that you put out nothing but quality work. I want to find out what makes you tick. What motivates you to continue to go? What's that mechanism inside you that keeps you moving?
I'm an ex-jock. I was a football, basketball guy in high school and college and everything. I love playing sports. I love winning. So
exactly.
It's my parents put a very hard drive in all five of us kids. I'm the fourth of five in my family. I got three brothers and a sister, and all of us were pretty much driven our lives in different fields of life. But my mom and dad, my dad grew up as the only child. They couldn't have any more kids. Grew up on a farm in Iowa. He could never play sports. He had to work on the farm all up, mornings up until school. Come home from school right away till sunset. So he lived vicariously through us. He would have been a very good athlete. And they were always like pushing for us to work hard and do hard and don't expect handouts. So that was always in our DNA, I guess. So I had to drive to be an actress since I was 11 years old. I had to drive to have success. I went out to LA and I said it's show business, not show. Treat it like a business. I had a double business major in college, and I didn't get the worthless degrees these punks are getting now. I just worked with a college girl in her last year of college, and she's studying gender studies. Gender studies is an actual degree in our colleges.
Wow.
What a waste of your parents' money. And shame on her parents. I mean,
incredible.
I said I could have saved your mom and dad $200,000, male, female. There you go.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Well,
thank you.
We did the show last week.
Yes.
Male, female. Pick one. I don't care what you pick, but pick one.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity what we're doing, but this is the world.
Brother, it's beyond insane.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Amelia, you have. I know you're chomping at the bit. Go for it.
I know that's where your book, The Test of Lionhood, came about. Is that correct?
It is. In fact, I got it right here.
Oh, I can't.
Kirk Cameron's a very good friend of mine. And Kirk was getting attacked last year for reading his book. Attacked by a small percentage of people. Let's face it, the people that get crazy on Kirk reading his children's book to children at a public library would show up to like petition against it, and yet inside it's packed, right? And so you're telling me that you are okay with drag queens reading to 7-year-olds?
Thank you.
No. So I talked a lot about on Twitter. Please follow me on X. You go to K Sorbs. I do very sarcastic truth. One of my most recent ones, I said, we should try to sneak in Biden's teleprompter that he endorses President Trump. He would probably read it out loud. So this is a battle we got out there right now. So they called me up. It's called The Test of Lionhood. This is with Brave Books. Brave Books does great stuff. Yep. And this is all about letting kids grow up to be kids, especially little boys. Let them grow up to be strong men, strong fathers, strong men, strong pillars of the community. My follow-up book comes out right now, The Bare Essentials of Fatherhood. This is the importance of fathers involved in families. And it's come out from bravebooks.com. Brave Books for the month of June happens to be Father's Day, right? Here's my joke about it. Father's Day gets one day, but we get Pride an entire month in June. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I have a serious issue with all of this stuff.
No.
I really do. Go ahead, Mill.
No, I mean that's the truth. I mean, they shouldn't even get a whole month. Father's Day should be all year round.
Our veterans get one day.
Yes.
The veterans that made it,
Yeah.
made it safe for people in the pride. Look, I've been in business for over 40 years.
Yeah.
Almost every set I've been on there have been gay people. You won't find one that says I was evil to them, horrible to them, because it wasn't. And it would be out by now. I mean, people could lie about it if they wanted to, which they lie all the time. I'm saying everybody. We live in a crazy lying world right now. But you won't find one that says, "Oh, Kevin's so mean to me because I'm gay." I could care less. I think what we're tired of is the constant shoving down the throat, because they have the same rights the rest of us have. So
let's talk about that, Kevin. Shoving it down people's throats. New Jersey. I live here in New Jersey. New Jersey mandated that every school in our state must now teach homosexual behavior. They must also teach. I can't make this stuff up. I promise you, our governor, Phil Murphy, a Democrat, signed this into law. And you must also teach the fundamentals of transgenderism. Okay. Male and female.
This is the transgender world is like 0.25% of the world.
Yeah.
Why aren't we teaching civics in school to these fifth graders? Because they don't want kids to know that it's we the people. They don't want them to know that.
No.
Get them out of school. One of the blessings of COVID is 2 million more families are now homeschooling, because they looked at this and said,
yeah,
you know what? The school system does really suck, because they got a chance to relook at it.
Sure.
Honey, maybe we shouldn't, use the public schools as a babysitting service for our kids. We're homeschoolers. My wife travels the country speaking at it.
Good for you.
.com has that information.
Yeah.
But it's crazy what we're doing to the world right now. It's enough of this stuff already.
It's
Oregon, the state of Oregon now says that kids don't need to be able to read or do math to graduate high school.
That's frightening.
Wow. We are on purpose raising a dumber culture. And you see it through our universities when you got people running around saying queers for Hamas. That's like blacks saying they're for the KKK. I mean, I posted on Twitter, I said, all you college students rioting, and by the way, half of those arrested weren't even at college. They're being paid by George Soros to cause trouble. But I said, all you college kids that are out there because of your ignorance and uneducated view of the world, you need to keep those tents, because you're going to need them after you graduate.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mil.
No, and then also too, are you on Facebook again, or they still
I got back on recently, but they took 4 million followers away from me 3 years ago for posting the truth about COVID. Everything I said, all my conspiracy theories, all came true. So
that's us.
Zuckerberg's a wuss. I mean, he's just a big pussy, and his minions and trolls. I mean, we live in a Stalinist sort of environment right now, and it's like they're going after you and me for speaking the truth. The truth now, for some reason, is evil, and it's good is bad, bad is good. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Well, the good book does tell us, in those end days, good will become evil, evil will become good.
Hey, I got a great movie coming out August 2nd. Okay, I want to give a quick plug for it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All day long, absolutely.
It's called The Firing Squad. Go to firingsquadfilm.com. I started it with Cuba Gooding Jr. It's a true story about an American that was surfing in Indonesia, and he got in a fight with a guy and he killed him. He ends up getting life in prison. He got the death penalty. While he's in prison, he found God. He found Jesus. He became a pastor. He saved many of those inmates' souls during that 30 years before he was executed. And he saved a number of the guards as well. He got executed in 2015, so it's not so long ago. When he got him up against the wall, and all those guards knew who he was, he wouldn't take the blindfold. They tried to make him take it. And he looked at those guys and he said, God loves you, and I love you too. And then they shot him dead in 2015.
Kevin, all of this has taken, in addition to the emotional, psychological toll, some of the stuff has taken physical toll on you. Regarding your health, you had a couple of close calls with strokes there. You had some issues.
Well, it was back in the Hercules years, into season 5. Look, I was probably stressed out with the schedule ahead. I mean, I was pretty much 16 to 17 hours door to door every day.
Okay.
Because
how are you now?
Pardon?
How are you now?
I'm fine.
Okay.
It took me 3 years to fully recover, but I wrote a book on it called True Strength: My Journey from Hercules to Mere Mortal and How Nearly Dying Saved My Life. And I didn't want to write it. My wife made me write the book because she said, you don't understand. you were playing. You were 6'3", 225 pounds. You were ripped up as Hercules.
Yeah.
And you suffered strokes from your aneurysm. And I think people need to hear a story that you had a recovery. And I'll tell you, she was right. The recovery I've had, but the people that read my book, car crash survivors, cancer survivors, whatever, they come to say, your book made me stop feeling sorry for myself. Because God never promised any of us an easy life. We're going to hit roadblocks all the time. How do you react to that roadblock? You're going to blame God. You're going to blame a God you don't believe in.
Exactly.
You're going to blame friends, the world. Take responsibility. Look in the mirror. There's where the problem is. Bad things happen. So what are you going to do about it when it happens?
Exactly. Let's talk about this. The God's Not Dead. Just talking about you. The God's Not Dead actor on being canceled by Hollywood. The stroke that nearly ended his career and why he won't stop being outspoken. God bless you. And on social media, no matter how much trouble it gets him in. First of all, I read that and I thought they were talking about me. The problem is that people like you and I, people who have opinions, people who are overtly outspoken, and I will tell anybody who listens and they listen, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut for anybody, for any reason, for anything. And I suggest that anyone out there open your mouth, utilize it. Go ahead, Kevin, please.
Okay. What you just hit is what happens to me. The last 6-7 years, I'm on a movie. I shoot 3-4 movies a year, every year. The last 6-7 years, I get an actor, I get a director, I get a lighting guy, a makeup artist, whatever, coming up to me, at least one person, usually more, separately, saying, thanks for being a voice for us, man. And I go, be a voice for yourself, We have a lot of sheep out there. We need to wake up the lions. The lions need to speak up. But I believe there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think more and more people now are getting brave. We can't let fear be the government's favorite weapon is fear. And we can't let fear.
Oh my God, yeah.
The only person you're supposed to fear is God. It's in the book of Proverbs. Check it out. So we need to stand up and fight instead of being just so complacent. I think apathy is one of the biggest killers of the world right now. People need to speak up and not be afraid.
We had a young lady on the show last night, Kevin, an actress named Jennifer Banco. She's best known for the Friday the 13th. I'm sorry, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series of films. She was also a child actress. We did our show last night on the Nickelodeon pedophile sex scandal. They're getting them young, Kevin. They're indoctrinating them young in Hollywood. Jennifer said something last night that Amelia and I looked at each other, and I think we almost fell off of our collective chair.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead, Amelia?
No, you go ahead. It just
okay. So what she tells us is busloads of kids every day are dropping off in Hollywood, L.A., Tinseltown. They want to be famous. And there are people waiting by, greedy little, pardon my language, folks, greedy little bastards, with the hands in the pockets with a few dollars ready to make these, dreams come true. She says that they come off of these buses and people literally say to them, who do you want to be now?
Yeah.
She said that to us last night on this program. Who do you want to be now? And apparently, whatever you tell them, the collective them, they'll make it happen for a price.
Yes.
We've had people on this show, Kevin, on this program, who have confessed to selling their soul to the devil to be successful in the music business. We've had rappers, we've had singers, dancers, actors, actresses. And Amelia, please, the list goes on.
I'm still in shock, like Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry, the Island Boys edition, admitting that they sold their soul.
Wow.
Yes.
But I saw that stuff around me. I was too intimidating for Hollywood. I know that. And they could smell straight on me all over the place. So it's
good.
It was like I never really had to deal with any of those issues, but I know people that did. But for me, I walk in the room and I'm very confident with who I am and what I want to do and what I will allow myself to do.
Well, can we address that? Can we expand on that? Let's talk about that.
Well, I wasn't afraid to show that I'm a strong-willed person, that I'm not going to cave into the pressures. I was never a Hollywood guy to begin with.
Right.
I love the industry. I love being on the set. I love the creative process. I love working with people. But Hollywood said, they said after many years, they said it's time to move on. But I love the business, and I'm still making movies.
Well, Kevin, is success in the film business and selling your soul mutually exclusive, or can you become successful without necessarily losing who you are?
Yeah, I think there's plenty. I'm one who did it. I know plenty of people have done it, but I think there's so many people that are willing to do anything. Look, I knew Glenn Frey, not well, but I knew Glenn Frey well enough. I golfed him a lot. The Eagles. He was one of the Eagles frontmen.
Sure.
And I asked him about the titles for songs, how they come up with them. And he said, you know what? We were at a very famous restaurant in Hollywood back in the 70s. And we looked across the bar and we saw very typical, another 70-year-old producer guy, powerful studio guy, whatever, with another 21-year-old starlet. Okay.
Remarkable.
And one of the guys in the band said, look at those lying eyes. And they looked at each other. They went and wrote the song Lying Eyes, which is a huge hit for them. Because it deals with that. It deals with basically selling your soul, even though you're going to be incredibly unhappy on that ride because you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Not doing it for love. You're doing it for the love of money and the love of hopefully becoming famous. But a lot of those little starlets, most of them will not make it. And you will not. I mean, there's too many people out there for too few jobs. I just always believed I was going to make it. To me, I would tell my agent, get me in the door. Let me have the chance to be rejected. That's all I said. Just get me in the door. I'll do the rest from there. So I used to drive my agents crazy because I was bugging them all the time.
Kevin, one of the shows we did here on the program about 4 months ago garnered probably the most visceral reaction we've ever had to any show we've ever done. And we called it Hollywood, the Devil's Playground. And I showed on that program, and Amelia and I had to issue several disclaimers for that show, including a legal disclaimer by my attorney who came on the show.
Wow.
And it was serious. It was serious. We showed an indoctrination being taking place in Hollywood, a satanic indoctrination, shot with an undercover camera. I want to tread lightly here, but then I want to be as assertive as I can. Let me just say this. One of the things that we saw is an inordinate number of young women, 15, 16, 17 years old, young teen girls being sacrificed for the sake of someone else's pocket. And I'm not talking about, colloquial sacrificial, the lamb here. I'm talking about real blood and guts sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably the most visceral reaction Amelia and I ever had on this show because I dared to show it. They almost shut us down. Thankfully, we have one of the greatest constitutional lawyers in the country representing us. Thank you, Joe. Talk to me, please, about the blatant rampant rise in Satanism in Hollywood, in film, in music. Why now, Kevin? Why now? Why is it happening at this moment in time?
Well, you see in the kind of movies that Hollywood does. I think things changed a lot in the 1960s. That's what really kind of promoted them to go down and make the anti-hero the hero, the bad guy the good guy, and all this kind of stuff. And it just has accelerated on itself. I've heard these stories. I can't speak to it. I don't know anybody who's been part of it, but it's out there. Those stories are out there on way too many times. I've been hearing it for decades. So I don't know what goes on the underbelly, but I do. Do I think there's a satanic rise in there? Sure, there is. Of course, there is. And the devil, the greatest trick he ever did was to make people think he doesn't exist, but he definitely exists. Walt Disney said back in the 1950s, movies and television will influence our youth. Walt was right. And he was talking on both sides there. It's for good and for bad. Just like the little gadget we have here right now talking to each other, there's a lot of wonderful things about the internet, but there's a lot of evil within the internet as well.
Oh my God, absolutely. We see it every week.
I know.
We
Guys,
should-
I hate to do this, but I got 2 more interviews. I got another interview I got to do right now. So I got to
Well,
jump
I'll
off.
tell you what, my friend,
Yes.
I am blessed beyond. You don't even know how grateful we
Well,
are to
you're
have
very
you.
kind. But I got to
Thank
get one
you.
more plug. One more plug for Firing Squad. That's my
Yes,
next
please,
movie out.
absolutely, yes,
It's out
sir.
August 2nd, but go to firingsquadfilm.com. Tim Che was our director. He did an awesome job. Firingsquadfilm.com. You can see the trailer now. You can find out when it's coming out in theaters on August 2nd. Independent movies need your support one way or another, because we don't have $100 million advertising budget like they do for the next
Absolutely.
Deadpool. Okay, they don't care
Absolutely.
what they show in theaters. All right, here's a
Very much.
wonderful movie about redemption and hope and love and faith and laughter. So please check it out. FiringSquadFilm.com.
Yes,
Kevin, God
absolutely.
bless you, my friend. Thank you. I hope we can get you back again someday.
Yes, please.
Let's talk in the fall. I got 3 documentaries coming up for Christmas, all faith-based.
Absolutely. Please come back
Absolutely.
and let us know when your movies.
All right.
You
come
bet.
Have a
Thank
great
you,
week, everybody.
Kevin.
God bless.
Yes.
Take care.
Thank you. God bless.
Wow,
Wow.
that was awesome.
Fantastic.
That was Kevin Sorbo, folks.
Yes.
He came in as I was calling him.
Yeah.
I was calling his phone and he showed up.
He's like, I'm here.
I'm here. Here I am. Wow. What a great
Mhm.
interview. Amazing.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, he shed some amazing light on
Yes.
subject you and I all have already talked about on
Mhm.
other shows.
Yeah, he
And
is amazing.
he validated and verified. Yep. You know what, folks? Hollywood's messed up. Yep. Hollywood's a tool of the devil. The
Mhm.
music industry's a tool of the devil. The film industry. You know, God can make good movies. If the devil can make bad ones, guess what? God's going to make them better.
Absolutely. And they lost a great actor.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
He's doing more work, Amelia. I swear to you, that man is working more now
Mhm.
than at any time before. He
Oh,
really, really
absolutely.
is.
Especially here in Florida. And there's so many things
Yeah.
to do here in Florida. So many places that he can film better than California. Anywhere.
Yeah. Let me put this up for people.
Mhm.
SorboStudios.com, folks. That's Kevin Sorbo and his wife. They have a film studio, SorboStudios.com. Go to FiringSquadMovie.com.
Mhm.
That's Kevin's new film. Check it out. It's coming out in August. I have all of Kevin Sorbo's movies here.
Yes.
I mean, I have all of them.
And check out the books that he's written as well.
Yes, go to SorboStudios.com. All of his stuff is there. His films are there. His children's books are there. His autograph signing schedule is there. He's got everything you need to know about Kevin Sorbo is at SorboStudios.com. We are going to take a break for a commercial. We're going to come back. Amelia and I are going to regroup because we're like so psyched right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will tell you,
Mhm.
we've had some big stars on this show, but he was a catch because he don't do a lot of these podcasts, folks.
He doesn't.
He doesn't do a lot of them. And when you can get Kevin to sit down and do a show for you, you did something good, then you must be pretty important people, Amelia and I. We will be right back after this, folks. Take care. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we. What's the buzz? America's Best Podcast is back with Mad Dog DeCipio and Pitbull Chapman. Amelia, we just had one hellacious interview with a great actor, a good man, a stand-up guy, as we would say in the old neighborhood.
Yes.
A stand-up guy, Kevin Sorbo, in Florida.
Yes.
couple houses away from Amelia.
A few hours away, not too many hours away.
I know, right? Well, I got news for you. He wasn't. If I had known he was in Florida tonight,
Uh-huh.
I would
He
have had
actually
to go
lives
there.
in Florida.
Huh?
He lives in Florida.
Oh, he lives there. I thought
Yeah.
he was just doing a film there.
No, he lives here in Florida. He lives about 3 hours away.
Well, next time go to his house
And say, knock on the door.
and
Hey,
knock
can I
on the
interview
door and
you?
say, "It's the Pitbull. I'm here to interview you for the show."
And can you believe that he actually lived in the town that I live in?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
They have some
So
really
let me
nice
ask you a
houses here.
question.
Mhm.
What'd you think of this interview? What'd you learn from it?
I learned a lot, and he is really heavy with his Christian beliefs, which is fantastic. And he is really good about, doing interviews as far as like his teachings with his children. He is raising his children with Christian beliefs
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely, for
teaching his
sure.
children that there's only two genders. Again, people,
Yeah,
male, female. Learn that male, female, two genders.
absolutely. There are two sexes, folks:
That's it.
boys and
Hmm.
girls,
Hmm.
male and female,
Yeah.
men and women.
And I also
Okay? I
learned,
didn't just say six sexes. I
yep,
said two.
two. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Innie and a outie. That's it. You
And
get where we're going here.
and
That's it.
Mother's Day should be 365 days a year, which it is. And
God
Father's
bless
Day is
mothers. Yes.
365 days a year. And
I
Pride
gotta get Amelia off her soapbox, folks.
is
Hold on.
not 30 days. 30 days.
The people we talked about that you're looking at on your screen right now,
The
those of you listening on radio, I'm talking about people like Jim Caviezel. By the way, Jim Caviezel played Jesus in the last the Passion of the Christ. I'm sorry.
Yes, Mel Gibson film.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Mel is as a Christian guy too, by
Mhm.
the way.
Yeah, he had to
Um,
defend Mel Gibson, I heard.
I have to tell everybody, Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg just signed with Mel Gibson's new film.
Oh, good. Yes.
Mark Wahlberg is leaving the Hollywood system. He's
Yeah.
working for a Christian organization now. Mel's a good guy. Jim Caviezel, Neil McDonough. You've seen Neil in The Shift, in The Rundown. You've seen him with Kevin Sorbo in Hercules. Kirk Cameron as a Christian guy. Kevin, of course, is like the best, the best, the
Mhm.
best. Candace Cameron Bure, Kirk Cameron's sister. You see her. This woman does every Hallmark movie under the
Oh,
sun.
absolutely. She's
Oh my
great.
God. Here were a couple of surprises for me. Rob Schneider, the stand-up comedian, Rob Schneider, who was funny as hell. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Mhm.
He's a Christian. He got
Wow.
blackballed in Hollywood. Dean Cain. Dean Cain has been an actor in Hollywood for 30 years.
For a long, long time.
Became a Christian. They threw him right out, kicked him right out. This is the one that surprised me. Chuck Norris,
Yeah.
the karate guy. Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, and they redid his show with the guy from Supernatural, Jared
Yeah.
Padalecki, and they
Yep.
wanted him to come in and do just maybe a few scenes, maybe just show his face, and they said absolutely not.
They didn't want him because he's a
Mm-mm.
Christian now.
Yeah.
And of course, Christopher Palaha, I finally saying his name right. Christopher Palaha is in the film called The Shift. Now, if you guys have not seen this film, go on to Amazon. You got Amazon Prime, go on to Prime.
Yes.
You got Netflix, go on to Netflix. Hulu's showing it too. It's called The Shift. Sean Astin is in it, another Hollywood actor that got blacklisted. You know Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings. He did all 3 Lord of the Rings films. Okay. He got blackballed for being a Christian. He is also the son of John Astin and Patty Duke. So those of you of my age will know what I'm talking about, because Amelia's looking at me.
I know who Patty Duke is. I used to watch her show. But yeah, but if you tell them that you're a different religion of, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in just like that.
Yeah. Yes. Here's the thing, Mil. Kevin brought up a couple of interesting points tonight. That he didn't change who he was.
No.
Hollywood changed. And that's the problem. Yeah. So who's really the culprit? Is it Kevin or is it Hollywood?
It's Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely, it's Hollywood for sure. Because Kevin said, look, he's been the same the whole way.
Yeah, and Hollywood's going to get worse. Every generation is going to get worse.
Can it get any worse than it is now?
Oh, yes, it's going to get worse.
Sadly, the answer is yes. It can get a lot worse.
Because remember the pictures Remember the pictures that we showed about the gentlemen that look more feminine now?
Oh, please.
Remember, it's going to get worse than that. They're going to turn themselves into women or look like women. They can't turn themselves into women, but
let me tell you something. And look, I'm just going to, when I start laughing, folks, like this, I know what I'm thinking, but you know,
it's going to be bad, people.
It's going to be probably going to be bad. Here's the thing. Okay. There are beautiful women in the world. There are not so beautiful women in the world. Just like there are handsome men in the world and guys like me that are not so handsome men in the world, right? But when you have a guy who looks like me putting on heels and a dress and lipstick and makeup, that's one ugly part of my language. That's one ugly fucking woman. That's the first F-bomb I dropped on her. I really made sure.
You were fantastic quick, Kevin. I tell you.
I waited till Kevin left to drop an F-bomb. Are you shitting me? Absolutely. And I think he understood where I was coming from, though. Mm-hmm. Great interview tonight. Yes. I'm going to ride this high all week.
Oh yes, it was great. Fantastic. It was so wonderful to meet him.
We have to get back. Seriously now, we have to get back to wholesome entertainment.
Yes, absolutely.
We have to get back to boys being boys, girls being girls, and letting children be children.
Yes.
Okay? Here's what's going to happen, and I predict this. It will happen in my lifetime, probably in my lifetime. If I'm alive to see this, God bless me. If I'm not, then God bless everybody else. You're going to see society completely and utterly crumble to its core. And what's going to happen is simple. When you can get no lower, there's only one place to go, and that's look up.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
When the devil has let you down, God will lift you up. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any more eloquent or any fancier than that. And, there's no sonnets and poems to be written about it. It's simple. Here's as simple as it gets. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. We live the best life we can.
Mm-hmm.
We do the best we can. Are we going to screw up? Yeah. Are we going to fuck up? Yeah. We're human. We're supposed to. We are not perfect. And if you try to live a perfect life, you're going to end up killing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even the smartest people in the world will tell you, don't try to live the life the Bible says. You can't. It's not possible to live the life the Bible tells you. The Bible, ladies and gentlemen, is a guide book, a rule book, if you will. It's a rule book. Okay? It's not a how-to.
Right.
Okay? It's simple stuff. Do good, not bad. Okay? Say your prayers, Get on your knees, lift yourself up. If you can't do it, ask God for help. It's simple, basic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not, what do I always say? It's not rocket science, folks. It's really not rocket science. Amelia,
Right.
tell everybody what I'm yelling about.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to him. He's telling you the truth, people. Listen. Listen, please. And as my nephew, listen to this, okay? I have to tell you this story. My nephew, of course, him
Do
and
I
his
have any choice in them?
yeah, you do. My nephew and his wife just had a baby not too long ago, and this is the nurse. What should I write for the gender? They had a boy. Lady, are you stupid? Do you need to borrow my glasses? Do you see his penis? It's a boy. You're
If
gonna put
Are you
boy.
serious that the nurse actually said,
Yeah,
"What sex do you want me to write
yeah,
down?" Are you
yeah,
fucking kidding
yeah.
me?
In tech, yeah. He's like,
In
lady,
Texas.
are
In
you stupid?
Texas.
Yeah. He said, are you
Well,
stupid? Do you
that
need to
just
borrow my
goes to
glasses?
prove to me
Yeah.
that Texas is nothing but steers and queers.
Yeah. He says, are you
Okay?
stupid, lady? Do you need to borrow my damn glasses? Can you see his
Apparently, yeah,
penis? It's
Texas
a
full of
boy.
stupid people too. If you got to look at a little boy's dingle thing there
Mhm.
and say, "Is this a boy or a girl?" Then you know what? Maybe you need somebody's glasses to take a look.
Yeah, because it's like it's a gender thing. You're gonna tell me that
Here's the
you're
thing, folks. Amelia, tell them it's simple.
yeah,
The innie is the girls, Audi is the boys. That's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
It,
And they're
it
starting this
folks.
already. They're
This is the
starting this
kind of
already.
stuff that makes me crazy. Okay, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying to you?
Hmm.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me nuts.
Yeah, they're starting this already.
Uh,
Not at the age of whatever. As soon as they're born, they're starting this already.
that's a scary thought. It
It is.
really, really,
Hmm.
honestly, it really is.
It is. It is scary, and it makes me angry because
Yeah.
again,
Oh, jeez.
it
Amelia, tell everybody what's coming up. What we
yeah.
got coming up tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to be speaking of with about Anton LaVey and Aleister Crowley again. Satanism.
Satanism. Yeah.
Mhm.
Apparently, the God didn't want us to do the show, or the devil didn't want us to tell the truth. That was the. I think
Well,
that's probably the case. I think
well,
the devil put the kibosh on that because he didn't want us to
well,
tell
we're
the
going to be
truth.
talking about it whether it likes it or not. So,
Well, I mean, that's as simple as it gets. Yeah, for real.
mhm. Yeah, it's
That's as
plain and
simple as it
simple.
gets. Here's the
Yeah.
deal, folks, and I want people to understand this because it's important. We don't make the rules, okay?
Nope.
Humanity, human beings, we don't make the rules. The rules were already set up when we got here, okay? The rules are if it's an innie, it's a girl. If it's an outie, it's a boy. That's the first rule, okay? The second
Yep.
rule is be nice, don't be evil. You know, you could beat people up, but don't kill them. Okay. People can heal if you beat them up. Because you know what? God knows we're going to fight. He knows we're going to beat each other up. That's fine. You could beat each other up, but don't kill each other.
No.
Okay. If you have a problem with your neighbor, tell your neighbor you have a problem with them. That's the Bible says that.
Find a solution.
Find a solution.
Hmm.
Confess your faults to one another, it says. Somebody's in the chat. Who's here? Oh, Leon. Oh, yeah, bro. Let me tell you something, Leon. You opened the mouthful there. We tell the truth and the powers that be don't like it. Well, that's what Kevin said. Kevin Sorbo said that tonight.
Hmm.
It's the truth. They don't want us to tell the truth. You know why? Because then they can't counter it. How do you counter the truth? There's only one way to counter the truth with a lie. And lies are so transparent, so easy to look through. You could you could dissect a lie in 5 seconds.
Yes.
Okay? It's a simple process. Have them repeat it over and over and over again. Because they're never going to repeat the same thing over and over again. That's how you know it's a lie. But people who tell the truth, if you tell it once, you'll always tell the same story. Okay? Over and over and over. But people who lie can't remember a lie. That's why every time they open their mouth, it's another thing you're getting.
Yes.
Okay? There's
And
another detail. There's another addition. There's another whatever the hell.
a
Okay?
stretch to it.
Yeah. There's and wait a minute, and it goes from this big to like the size of a Cadillac. You know?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, we have tomorrow we're going to finish off the week, and with the okay, come on, folks. We're going to finish off. I just had a brain fart, folks.
Satanism and Tom
on
LaVey
the
and
air. I
Alice
just had a brain fart on the air. We're going to do a show tomorrow night. Amelia talked about it a few moments ago. We're going to look at Satanism through the eyes of Anton LaVey and Aleister Crowley. Now, who are these guys? These are two of the guys responsible today in 2024. These are two of the guys responsible for the film business being as evil and corrupt as it is, and for the music business being an ode to Satan. Remember something, the devil was the music minister in heaven. People don't get that. Read your Bibles, folks. It's in the Bible. I'm not making any of this up.
No, he is not.
It's in the Bible. Satan was one of the beloved of God. He was the music minister. And then he wanted to be God. And God said, get the hell out of here.
Yep.
You know? Crazy.
Yeah. And I wanted to say happy belated birthday to my daddy. It was birthday. So.
Oh, your father's birthday?
Yeah, I had just recently. So.
Oh, how old's Papa?
74.
Amelia's father, 74? Wow.
Yeah.
You know that your father's only 10 years older than I am? That's scary.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. We have an amazing couple of shows coming up next week. Let's talk about next week. It's Memorial Day next week, so we will not be here Monday.
No.
You will be watching a rerun next Monday. On Tuesday, we got a fun show for you. Fabulous, famous fads.
Yes.
Fads that have come and gone. And Amelia has, that's going to be her show next week. And she's going to tell you all kinds of stuff about old people jamming themselves in the phone booths and
oh yeah,
Volkswagens and all kinds of crazy shit. You remember that fad, the Rubik's Cube fad? Everybody had a Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah, we sure did. I remember as a kid having one.
Crazy. And next Wednesday, Addicted to Sports. And next week we'll be joined Tuesday and Wednesday by our friend Big Lou Marconi. We'll be here. He and Amelia will they'll be doing a couple of shows Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll be here producing it, but I'm going to try. I
want to hear about your trends as well. So
I'm going to try. Listen to me. I promise I'm going to try to behave myself. Anyway, okay. So I'll try to keep out of opening my mouth too terribly much. What are you laughing for? Because you know I can't do it, right? Shithead. Jeez. On behalf of Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, on behalf of our fabulous special guest.
Yes.
Oh, man, what a great...
And he will be back in the wintertime. I guarantee that because he said he wanted
Kevin Sorbo, for real. Absolutely. I am the Mad Dog. She's the Pitbull, and we are out of here. Take care, folks. God bless and good night.